If you've ever wondered how to write lyrics for your own song, then stick around because this tutorial is just for you.
I'm gonna love you unconditionally. Take your pain, take your burdens. When you're hurting, you can place it on me.
Hey guys, it's Dylan Laine, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about how to write your own lyrics for a song. Before we get started, I've made you a cheat sheet to go along with this video. It'll have all of the information that I talk about today so that you can download it, print it out, and have it right in front of you. I'll post a link to that cheat sheet in the description box down below. One of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you write lyrics for a song? When you're first starting out with writing lyrics, I want you to forget about a few things that I think will take some pressure off of you. Number one, don't worry about your own personal lyric writing style just yet. That will come in time. Number two, don't worry if your lyrics sound cliche. Again, you can break away from cliches in time if that's something that you choose to do. For now, let's just focus on some of the most basic lyric writing techniques. Once you get the hang of those, then you can start developing your own style and experimenting more with lyrics that don't involve cliches. Let's break down what a lyric actually is. Lyrics are simply the words within a song. If you take away the lyrics in a song, you're left with the melody, which you can sing or hum. For example, in You Are My Sunshine, this is how it would sound with the lyrics. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Now without lyrics. Lyrics are the storytelling aspect of a song, and they're often the part of the song that's stuck in our heads. Lyrics are one of the biggest aspects that cause our listeners to feel an emotional connection to the song. They listen to the words and they feel that they can relate to what you're saying. Therefore, that makes them feel emotionally connected. Because of this, being able to effectively communicate our story through our lyrics is so vital. The first step to writing lyrics is to choose a song topic that you want to write about. Do you want to write a song that tells your story or someone else's? Do you want to motivate your listeners to follow their dreams? Or do you want to get them up and dancing? Whatever it is you want to write about, take a piece of paper and write that topic down. Step number two is to come up with your song title. Now we'll want our title to derive from our song topic. When you're first starting out, try sticking with a 1 to 4 word title. Throughout this tutorial, I'm going to give an example by using one of my own songs. So my song topic is going to be Looking for the Bright Side of Things in the Midst of Negativity. A good title choice for this would be Joy. It's a short and simple title while also wrapping up the song's topic into one word. Once you have your title, it's time to write the chorus. If you're unfamiliar with the words chorus, verse, bridge, or song form, then I invite you to check out my video on song form where I break down each of those terms. I'll put a link to that video in the description box down below. So as many of you might already know, a chorus is the main part of the song. It's the part that everybody remembers and sings along to. Because of this, it's helpful to make the chorus lyrics more simple and easy to remember than your verses. One method that is guaranteed to leave your song stuck in the listener's head is by repeating the song's title multiple times throughout the chorus, at least 3 times. You could do this by either starting 3 of your lines in the chorus with the song title, or by ending 3 of the lines with the song title, or you could group them all together at the end of your chorus and repeat the title there. In my song Joy, I start off the chorus with the word joy and I end the chorus by singing the word joy 3 times. Actually, 4 times. So in total, I have my song's title 5 times in the chorus. Another key component to writing really strong chorus lyrics is to really focus in on your title, not only by repeating it, but by also thinking about what does your title really mean and how can we expand on that in the chorus. Let's take a look at my chorus lyrics for Joy.
Joy comes for free, oh, it's living inside of me, dancing through my veins. Oh, when I found bodies twirling around and round, why would I choose pain when there's joy, 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 joy.
Joy comes for free, it's living inside of me, dancing through my veins. I want to frown, but it's twirling around and around. Why would I choose pain when there's joy, 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 joy. So how do I focus in on the title, joy? I explain that joy is free. I explain where it's living, which is inside of me. I explain what joy is doing. It's dancing. So again, in my chorus, I took it as an opportunity to take my title and to just zoom in on what that title means rather than telling separate stories within the chorus. After you have your song topic, title, and chorus, you'll then want to move on to your verse 1, verse 2, and your bridge. Or verse 3. These sections are where we take an opportunity to be more of a storyteller, meaning we can be a bit more elaborate in these sections than we were in the chorus. However, you do want to make sure that verse 1, verse 2, and verse 3 or bridge are different in regards to the parts of the story that they're telling. In other words, you don't want to repeat the same part of the story in every single section. You want your story to build, to grow, to expand. Here's a practical method for how to guarantee that your story does build throughout the song. The method that I love to use for making sure that my story builds is to outline my lyrics ahead of time before writing all of them. For example, I'm going to say that verse 1 of joy is going to be about a hardship that I'm facing.
More bills to pay. There's nothing left for me to save. But if I wake up poor, well, I know I'd still have more, 'cause joy comes for free.
Then I'm going to put in my outline that verse 2 is going to be about my emotional response to the hardship that I'm facing.
I feel too much. Every word and glance is like a touch. Feelings make me pay when I do what they say.
Note that both verse 1 and verse 2 have a similar theme to one another, which is hardship, yet each verse branches off into a different aspect of that hardship. The first one explaining the hardship itself, and the second one explaining my emotional response to the hardship. This is what helps the story to grow. An example of what I wouldn't want to do is to make verse 1 about a hardship and to make verse 2 about another hardship. Instead, I want to take the listener through a journey of how I was facing a hardship, what I did about it, how I felt about it, and so on. Now, in this particular song, I decided to do a bridge instead of a verse 3, but whether you decide to do a bridge or a verse 3, you're still going to apply the method of making the story build. So in my bridge, the way that I made the story build was by using the bridge as a way to talk to the listener now and encourage them to seek joy.
Hey, you peek around the corner, joy waits, take it so you're warm, or you're cold to the bone, doing life alone. Stop a while and grab a smile.
So again, verse 1 was about the hardship. The chorus is about finding joy in the midst of hardship. Verse 2 is about my emotional response to the hardship. The chorus comes back again, which is another reminder that even though I'm facing hardship and I could be feeling sad, that I can still seek joy in the midst of that. And then the bridge is an invitation to my listener to say, hey, I know you might be going through stuff too, but if you want, you can come along with me and seek joy as well. So now I want to dig a little bit deeper into how you can outline your verses ahead of time to make sure that your story grows. We talked about it from a more general standpoint that, okay, you want to talk about one aspect in verse 1, and then you want to talk about a different aspect in verse 2, a different aspect in verse 3 or the bridge, but I want to give you some more practical ways as to how to do that. One approach is by making a note on your piece of paper or your outline that verse 1 is going to focus on you, and verse 2 is going to focus on the other character in the story if there is one, and then the bridge or verse 3 is going to focus on the two of you at the same time. An alternative approach you can take is by making verse 1 about the past, verse 2 about the present, and verse 3 or the bridge about the future. Now that you understand how to approach your verse, your chorus, and your bridge, let's talk about a few more technical aspects to lyric writing. How many lines to use in each section of your song, and when to rhyme. There's no wrong way to go about either of these topics, but I'm going to tell you what I most commonly see. I suggest keeping your verses at 4 to 6 long lines or 6 to 10 short lines. I suggest keeping your chorus at 3 to 6 long lines or 5 to 8 short lines. As for your bridge, I would keep it at 2 long lines or 4 short lines. Then maybe try repeating your bridge 2 or 3 times, as that's something I often see in popular music as well. In regards to rhyming, it's important to have what's called a rhyme scheme. I have a whole video on rhyme schemes which I will link down below, as well as a video about how to find rhymes and how to find them quickly. To put it most simply, a rhyme scheme is a pattern of rhymes at the ends of each line. Rhymes help your listeners to remember your songs and sing along. Because of this, I would try using a rhyme scheme such as AABB. This rhyme scheme shows us that lines 1 and lines 2 will rhyme with each other, and rhymes 3 and 4 will rhyme with each other. If there are more than 4 lines in your whole song, which I'm sure there will be, then you would just continue this pattern all the way down. An alternative rhyme scheme that is also popular in music today is ABAB, which means that lines 1 and 3 will rhyme with each other, and lines 2 and 4 will rhyme with each other. Whatever rhyme scheme you choose for verse 1, I would also apply to verse 2 as well as to the bridge or verse 3. However, your chorus could have its own separate rhyme scheme. For the very last section of this video, I want to talk about inspiration. Many of you ask, how do I know what to write a song about? I know that it's not always easy to think of song ideas, but I want you to know that it's okay if you write a song that you don't personally relate to. I'm aware that that's advice that is not commonly given, but if you want to grow your songwriting skills, you have to practice. And if you're only practicing when you're inspired, there's a chance you could go weeks or months without writing. It's very likely that you won't always be inspired, and that you could go weeks to months without feeling a ton of inspiration. So if you do have inspiration, then go with whatever you feel like writing. But if you don't have inspiration, don't get discouraged, get creative. Remember that the more you write, the better you'll get. If your inspiration's gone, then just tell yourself, all right, this is my time to practice. Then, whenever your inspiration comes flooding back, you'll have all of that practice and all of those tools ready to go for that inspired song. Now go write something. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. And again, I'll post the cheat sheet in the description box down below so you can print out today's lesson and have it right in front of you. Until next time, remember to play, write, and spread the light.
Joy comes for free, oh, it's live.